Hi Capricorn, this is Tracy from Northeast Tarot and welcome to your March 2017 monthly tarot forecast. This is for Capricorn Sun, Capricorn Moon, and Capricorn Rising signs. So Capricorn, if you are looking for additional guidance aside from the monthly and weekly tarot forecast that I offer here on my channel, please head on over to either Facebook or Instagram and follow me there, because I do actually draw and upload a daily oracle guidance card every single day. And if you are, of course, interested in receiving a private reading from me, please head on over to northeasttarot.com and read about how I offer my private readings. I do offer a variety of different readings for sale on my website. All right, Capricorn. So at the bottom of the deck, we do have the Ten of Cups, and this is actually the overall energy for you, Capricorn, for the month of March 2017. So very nice. This is wonderful. So emotionally, Capricorn, I see it being a wonderful month for you. The Ten of Cups is emotional abundance. It's happiness. For some of you, you're just in a really, really good place emotionally. The Ten of Cups for me, in a sense, is really having it all. So for some Capricorns, you're in a really good place. You could be spending a lot of time with friends or family. Family could be very significant in the month of March. We are starting out with the Page of Swords crossed by the Hierophant. So the Ten of Cups for me can also represent marriage. And then we do have the Hierophant here. So the Hierophant, of course, represents marriage, also more traditional relationships. So for some of you, there's a marriage, there's a relationship that's quite significant in the month of March. With the Page of Swords, pages bring news. So the Page of Swords here can be, certainly some Capricorns, you could be hearing something. You could actually be delivering some sort of news to someone. There could be some sort of communication or news that's quite significant right at the start of the month. You could be hearing something. With the Page of Swords, this could be really getting down to the bottom of something, hearing the truth. This could be very blunt, straight to the point communication. It could be sharp communication. And this could be coming through from your significant other, or you might be communicating with your significant other. For some of you, maybe it's a Taurus, because the Hierophant represents the sign of Taurus. So a Taurus could be very significant. You might be hearing news, or you could be waiting on news. If this news hasn't come through, because sometimes with the Page of Swords, this can represent delays, delayed communication. So for some of you, you also could be waiting on news from a Taurus, or maybe waiting on news from your significant other. Now, for those of you that aren't relating to these energies on the romantic front or in regards to a relationship, the Hierophant can represent the company that you work for, large companies, even the government, very important documents. Could be something legal. So for some of you, you might be dealing with delays. And then for some other Capricorns, this could be that communication coming through. Again, with the Page of Swords, this could be very, very truthful, blunt communication that's coming through for you. And it could be from the company that you work for, or something legal. Also even something with the government. Now, at the foundation, we do have the Five of Pentacles. So this is, the foundation is the deep past. This energy has brought you to the energy that you're dealing with right now. This can still be an ongoing energy. The Five of Pentacles, because it's a five, fives represent a challenging energy. This could have been you feeling left out in the cold in some way, feeling abandoned, feeling a lack within your life. Now that could be a lack financially, it could be you feeling a lack of financial stability, or it also could be a lack of support. For those of you that are relating to this, you know, on the relationship front, you could be in a relationship where, you know, with the Five of Pentacles, you could have felt, this can be like a depressing, down and out sort of energy. You could have felt a lack within that relationship. And that could be very well why we have the Page of Swords here for some of you. You could be speaking your truth to your partner because there was this lack. For other Capricorns, this is definitely maybe on the financial front. You feeling a lack of financial stability previously. And so you could be waiting on news or communication from your employer with the Hierophant here. But what's really positive is in the more recent past, we do have the Wheel of Fortune here. So this is the wheel turning for you. This is things happening at the precise moment that they're meant to happen. This does represent karma, it represents destiny, but also cycles completing, new cycles beginning. It is a 10. So for some of you, this could have been some good luck coming through. This wheel could have started to turn for you. So there definitely could have been some very positive energy that you were just dealing with, maybe in the month of February. And again, this could be in relation to maybe something financial or something going on with the company you work for, or I feel like I'm reading for two separate groups of Capricorns. Either this is in regards to a relationship, a marriage, potentially, or this is something on the work front, something involving your stability, your security. Now, crowning you, we do have the Seven of Cups, which is quite interesting. So the Seven of Cups is that dreamy sort of energy. So for some Capricorns, because this is crowning you, you certainly could be dreaming a lot. You could be fantasizing or daydreaming a lot. This also can be a very confusing sort of energy. It can represent someone having many options, having a lot of, maybe offers or opportunities, a lot of options on the table. Maybe for some of you, you could be dealing with some indecision or some confusion, needing to narrow it down. So perhaps, with this Wheel of Fortune energy, this wheel, started to turn for you, and with that being said, now you have a lot to pick from. So for some of you, you have a lot of choices in front of you, and maybe you need to narrow it down and make a choice or make a decision for some of you. And then coming up around the second week, we do have the King of Wands here. So there could be a Sagittarius, Aries, or Leo person that is quite significant around the second week. So for some of you, I feel like this is a character, this is a person that's coming through, someone who's going to be very significant at this time. And then for some other Capricorns, this possibly could be your energy. Maybe right at the start of the month, the first week of the month, you might feel a little indecisive or a little confused. You could be even delaying things with this energy here, but then around the second week, this could be for some Capricorns, you now taking action. You figured things out. The King of Wands, wands represent action. So this could be for some of you, you now taking action, you now moving forward very passionately. This is a lot of very passionate, creative energy, a lot of fiery energy, very optimistic energy as well. So for some of you, this is your energy. And then for some other Capricorns, for a very small number of you, I feel like this could be a spouse. I feel like this is someone who's very significant, this fire sign energy. In the position of your power, I have the Devil. So we know that the Devil represents your sign, but this is coming up in the position of your power. So there certainly could be some Capricorns obsessing about someone or obsessing about a situation. The Devil represents all things in excess. So for some of you, could be thinking about something too much, obsessing about it. I'm just seeing what I'm getting here. And I say that because in the position of how those around you are viewing you, we do have the Ace of Wands, which is a very passionate energy. The Ace of Wands for me is the most passionate card within the entire deck. So for some of you, I feel like there is this very passionate energy that's here with you, especially around the second, third week of the month. There's something that you want. There's some sort of new beginning that's maybe available to you, Capricorn. And for a very small number of you, this could be you feeling blocked or feeling stuck. The Devil is a restrictive energy for me. So for some of you, you might feel stuck within a situation. But for a very small number of you, you could be releasing yourself. If this was like a toxic relationship, With the Page of Swords and the Hierophant here, you could honestly be speaking your truth to someone. So for some of you, if you're in a toxic relationship, there could be some Capricorns that you're doing something about it. And it could be because you felt this lack of support or this lack of love, this lack within this relationship. So for some of you, you might have been in an unhealthy relationship, something that's no longer serving you, and this is you now taking action, moving forward, freeing yourself from a toxic environment. Also, the Devil can represent, you know, anything that's no longer serving you. So it could be an addiction, bad habits, things like that. So for some of you, could be freeing yourself from something like that. Also, maybe a job that's no longer serving you if you were waiting on the company that you work for. Waiting on some sort of raise or promotion, you could be looking elsewhere. With the Seven of Cups here, you could be looking at other options. So there certainly could be some Capricorns that maybe you're accepting a job. This could be you freeing yourself from a work environment that's just no longer serving you, honestly, because we have this Ace of Wands here. So there's an exciting new beginning, something that I feel that you're very passionate about. This is exciting. So you have this beautiful new beginning that's coming through for you. And I do feel like for some of you, it's a new job. Absolutely. You might have been working at a company that just is, maybe they weren't recognizing you. Maybe you've been working very hard. You just feel this lack of financial stability with this Wheel of Fortune coming through. It could have been some opportunities coming through for you. You have a lot to choose from, and you're now moving forward. So for some of you, you possibly could be leaving behind a job that's just no longer serving you. And then, of course, for some of you on the relationship front, it could be the same thing. In a relationship that was no longer serving you, you're now moving forward. You could have met someone else. There certainly could be a small number of Capricorns that you met someone else. There is this very strong physical attraction with the Devil. There can be this very strong temptation here. So there could be some Capricorns getting into a relationship. Absolutely. In your hopes and fears position, I have the Four of Pentacles here. So there certainly could be some Capricorns fearing having to wait. The Four of Pentacles can sometimes represent you holding out for something in particular. So I think that for some of you, you're fearing having to wait any longer. You're fearing having to hold out and wait for something in particular. But then for other Capricorns, I feel like this is you wanting that financial stability. The Four of Pentacles speaks of financial stability and security. And I think that that's definitely for some of you what you're hoping for. And then the energy that you're leaving the month of March with, Capricorn, and actually going into April with, is we have the Six of Pentacles here. So this is really nice. This is a very generous energy. So for some Capricorns, you could be receiving something right at the end of March here. You could be receiving something. You could be receiving something financially. This could be someone being very generous with you. Absolutely. It could be a company or the company that you were working for. And then for some other Capricorns, this could be you actually quite generous. You could be very generous towards the end of the month. You could be helping people out in some way here with the Six of Pentacles. But I do feel like because you have the Five of Pentacles here at the foundation, and then you're actually leaving the month with the Six of Pentacles, which is really represents that being quite balanced financially. You can see the scales here on this card. So I do feel like for many of you, you're actually leaving the month of March on a really good note. You're definitely financially stable. Things are balancing out for you financially, especially for those Capricorns that were maybe dealing with some financial hardships previously. Because this wheel started to turn for you, I think that financially now towards the end of the month, you're in a much better place financially for some Capricorns. I am going to pull you an additional guidance card. This is my Goddess Guidance Oracle cards by Doreen Virtue. Additional guidance for Capricorn for March 2017. The Hierophant represents faith. So for some of you, if something is delayed, or you could have even received some bad news for a very small number of you, you need to keep the faith. With the Hierophant in the challenge position, you need to keep the faith. So for some of you, you might have been losing faith with something in your life, but I want you to know that this wheel started to turn for you. So things are going to improve. Also, things just simply might be delayed. You need to keep the faith with the Hierophant here, because as you can see, the energy is going to shift. I feel this very passionate energy that's going to come through for you. So, and I think you're going to feel it around the second week, because for some of you, I feel like this is your energy. The King of Wands is very, very optimistic. So for some of you, things are definitely looking up from the second week on. Things are definitely improving for you, Capricorn, if you were dealing with some difficulties previously. So emotionally, I think it's going to be a good month for you. You might find yourself maybe daydreaming a lot or fantasizing. You could be spending a lot of time with friends or family. Emotionally, I think it's going to be a good month for you. And then financially, things are definitely improving towards the, they're improving towards the end of the month here. Things are definitely balancing out for you. All right, here we go. And I am also going to be pulling you a Romance Angel Oracle card, Capricorn, additional guidance for Capricorn, focusing on love and relationships for March 2017. Capricorn, what does Capricorn need to know? Here we go. All right, so the additional guidance card that I have for you, Capricorn, is Green Tara. Start delegating. Ask others, including me, to help you instead of trying to do everything by yourself. So for some Capricorns, you need to ask for help. Ask others to help you instead of trying to do everything by yourself. So I think that some of you can relate to this on the romantic front, definitely within your relationship. If you feel as though you're taking on all the responsibilities when it comes to the family, the home, you need to ask for help. And then for other Capricorns, in other areas of your life, maybe at work, for some of you, maybe you need to ask for help. For some of you, might feel like you're spread a little bit too thin. So needing to ask for help, that's very important here. And then the additional Romance Angel card that I have for you is Flirt. Extend your lighthearted energy to others. So for those single Capricorns, definitely put yourself out there. Flirt, go out, have fun in the month of March. Definitely flirt, talk to others, be social, and just have fun. And for those partnered Capricorns, the same thing goes for you. Just make sure that you're flirting with your partner. Make sure that they know that you care. Okay? And just enjoy each other's company. All right, Capricorn. So I do hope that you found this reading helpful, and I do want to wish you a wonderful month of March. Take care.